the last of the frills, Possum.
The fire's out. Let's go.
Look out! Cannonetties!
Let me at him. Not too far to the old barracks now. We have to keep moving. Barracks are just here.
G'day, Ty.
Greetings, my unit.
Bye-bye.
Hello there, Ty.
Hello?
It's alright, I'm in here, right?
That's why I'm in Stormstorm.
Yeah, that's true.
Greetings, Thai unit.
Oh my god, that was great. The sound it makes is so satisfying.
I thought you had a bunch of exam stuff.
I had the one that was actually important today.
Oh,
I think it actually went pretty
So-
well, so
this is you,
this is me preparing
having
for the other
that
one.
sweet release.
This is me definitely properly preparing.
This is your exam.
Yes. But no, the one tomorrow's not even really that big. Like, I'm not worried about it.
Mm.
If it goes bad, it goes bad. I do whatever.
How long does that mean you're planning on staying up?
I was actually just about to say that this will be the last attempt I'm gonna get. If this dies at any point, I'm just done for the night, and there will possibly be time for music stuff. But if not, then I would definitely be able to tomorrow night, depending on how late you're up.
I won't be able to, like, tomorrow throughout the whole weekend. I'm in a bad enough situation where I had to give Joe my GDQ account information so he could register for me. Helping my sister move into her new house, so I'm not really going to be around the internet. Fuck, I was about to look at something on this account, but I can't remember what. Oh. Never mind.
Okay. So if you haven't seen it yet, that's a new thing I do in the forest.
It's been long enough that I don't remember Tai 2.
Well, instead of just walking along bridges, it's this right here.
Oh.
Or not. That's actually the first time I failed it in like a couple
Wow.
months, and I'm really annoyed, but I'm gonna keep going because I didn't actually fall. Usually that's pretty recoverable. So yeah, the idea is you land here, and it saves having to walk around that entire path.
Did you just get dicked by the checkpoint trigger?
I didn't get enough height out of the jump off of it, because you're supposed to
Okay.
land on a rail rope thing that's right next to it and then grind down, but if you don't get enough height, you just miss it, and then usually you just land next to the checkpoint thing, but
I wouldn't have expected it to actually have, like, a hitbox when it
Is
was
there?
flying down.
yeah, actually there's a thing in Taiwan, you actually do that, you land on the checkpoint at one point in the first level and it actually skips the cutscene trigger, I think.
Huh.
So the only reason I'm continuing past that is because I didn't land on the mat underground, because that takes way longer to recover from. That trick's not really that punishing if you don't, it's just, if you land where I landed on the normal path, it's just you don't save the time from it.
Yeah, I wanted to make sure not to come in here until after I confirm that I have spent enough time sitting around being annoyed about GDQ submissions, and then come in.
Yeah, Venom was already here, but we already had our discussion on that. I saw.
I think the truly hot overall description of it is no rack or jack.
Yes. And of course, no Spyro 2 Hundo, but that's like, well, it's annoying. It's nothing new.
Sorry, what category?
Spyro 2
I-
Hundo.
What?
Spyro 2 Hundo.
What is that?
I didn't realize you were joking at first. Also, no Harry Potter for Wingo or
Yeah.
Nightcroft. That's really disappointing.
No Harry Potter for Wingo, Nightcroft, or Senna, actually.
Right? Yeah, that too.
Or Doritos Crash Course.
I had him check for Doritos on the game list, so I didn't know if it was or not. And Pringles as well. I figured if anything they might add Pringles with the Flash this year, but
Gonna be honest, I'm fine without Pringles being
Same.
in there.
I know nothing about it. I actually never even saw it at all. People talked about it. I never actually looked at it.
Sex Rex managed to blow that game up way more than it really should have. Cause he always sat at the front of the fucking practice room with the game and a bunch of cans of Pringles on top of the TV.
3 seconds gold on Freeway? How is that even possible? I mean, yes, maybe just the driving, maybe.
I'm feeling like this might be a good GDQ to not stay around at the event the whole time.
Yes. It's so good to not stay around at the event the whole time. I'm just gonna stay home.
That's that's the strat.
This is already starting great.
So it's been really weird for me with DMs because the people I've been talking to the most in DMs in the last day or two have been you and Drash. You guys both have icons with Lucas in
Yes.
them.
No. Come on. I swear it's just like a on and off day type of thing when it comes to helicopter controls. Some days I'm off ever so slightly and it triggers that to happen a lot. And other days it's just perfect and I get golds on like every helicopter mission.
That's a good song. It's alright.
This is slow, but I'll take it. I've had much worse Crocs. Croc wrestling, rather. Real Crocs, that's a different story.
So, good news. I think I've pretty much de-rusted my general Spyro movement by this point.
General's Horror movement, like
Just being able to control the original
the original.
Spyro 2 and 3 games.
How's the bingo
Just
stuff
being able
going,
to
by the way?
control 2 and 3. What?
How's the bingo stuff going, by the way? Like, I know you were commentating for a bit, or like introducing some of it earlier, weren't you?
Yeah, I've
How'd that
been
go?
doing commentary. It's been fun. Been enjoying the commentary. Last one was very enjoyable. It was Joe, Venom, and I.
That's a good combination.
It is a great combination.
So this is the furthest I've actually let a run get to all night.
Tuper like legit asked me like, how do you feel about the idea of doing a 3-man bingo to try out? I'm like, or like a 3-man commentary. I'm like, it should be all right, because it was already Joe and I. And then Tuper went to me like, all right, well if we're doing 3 people, I got Luca and Venom. I'm like, definitely go with Venom.
I was expecting like you weren't gonna know who it is, and all of a sudden, what's poppin', lads?
No, that would have been absolutely insane though. You know, we had the Trinamic Trio. The terrible trio. The dynamic duo and Venom.
Dynamic duo plus Venom.
Honestly, what I really want is to commentate one with Spud. That is my goal by the end.
If you have anything commentated, adding Spud is always a positive gain.
Yeah. But it doesn't even matter who it's with. It just plus Spud immediately adds points.
Yes.
Spud legit did some like he did some balls of steel shit during the bingo. He showed off truly how much bigger his penis was over everyone else. he there was a couple times he delayed marking a goal several minutes.
That's
Like
cool.
on purpose. Yeah. He like noted the fact that certain people were in certain places while he was working on 100%ing Magma. So he was like, okay, White Paws is going to enter this level now. After he had been in Popcorn.
That
And
is
he was
some
going to
dirty
go do
bingo
Hockey One
spreads there.
next. So he was like, I know that I'm going to finish this before White Paws. It was just like determining how long really Molten or Magma Cone 100% is. So he ended up marking it after he already finished Hockey 1 in Colossus.
That is like
And that's when there was
Purposely-
like 3 or 4 goals left.
purposefully not marking things. That is like next level snipe strats.
It is dickish, but perfectly within the rules. It's kind of like how I won Snake last night.
Oh my god, this camera. See, I forgot to properly zoom the camera in there. That is what happens if you don't do that.
I won a hot game of Snake Bingo last night by leaving like 3 or 4 things unmarked.
God, it didn't hit. Don't stop. I can't see. Like shit. What? Where am I? There I am. Oh, okay, that was like a half blind hit. Because again, I usually look at OBS to aim that. That kind of just aim in the general direction. I also usually play with my light off in my room, but it's on right now, which is making it actually even harder to see dark areas. Oh my god.
Ooh.
Slight time save because I did that rail jump there, which was a bit risky. I don't usually try that one. Not a fan of how this oil rig went, but could have been a lot worse. How much was that? Oh, gross.
So I think I have the thoughts of playing Rayman 2 on stream sometime. I don't know how soon, but eventually, just to draw Glackham out, so I could be like, "Hey, thanks for giving me a copy of Rayman 2."
How'd you end up with a copy of it?
During GDQ, Glackham walked up to me going like, "Hey, do you have any flash drives? I forgot a flash drive and I need to be able to like port around my copy of Rayman 2." I was like, "Yeah, I have one." So I let him borrow my USB. He used it for whatever. He gave it back to me. And it still has Rayman 2 on it. It's just funny that was like, it was never the intention for me to like steal the game, but it's like, hey, I have a free copy now. Because it's old, it's obviously DRM free. It's not like there's any issues with that, the game's just gonna work. So I was running console then.
Taking a long time to get the run I'm looking for on 80%, but I'm only having
Are you
time.
actually looking, are you looking for record or are you
Yeah.
just looking for, okay.
I'm capable of it. It just takes a really
Okay.
strong run. Some of the best, almost better than America's has the record. It's getting there. It's about 25 seconds off, I think. And like almost all of that come free just from the final split when I actually get a run far enough to that point to do it. Because I know what I'm doing better for that. The final fight is really, really dumb on console because the like auto-targeting thing where you like, oh, I'm always holding RT to like target the boss and enemies and stuff. Usually that works fine on PC. It works for the final boss. For the arrow, I mean the lasers you're shooting will actually hit the boss, but on console it doesn't for the final boss only, really. It's just kind of glitchy and it kind of just shoots laser straight forward, so you have to either slowly walk up to him and punch him, or aim in first-person mode and hit him from a distance. It's really dumb.
Yeah,
And the
bad.
problem with that is the issue I was having was it was very hard to micro-adjust my aiming to actually hit him when he's really far away. So it would always take like 40 seconds just to do phase 1. It was terrible. I would lose like 20 seconds compared to the record every time. But I finally looked into it a bit more and realized that changing the camera speed and the options actually affects the first-person mode as well. So I'm gonna sacrifice like a second or two before the final fight and just lower that, and it makes it infinitely easier to aim. Like so much easier.
I just remembered because of the fact that I'm going to be in Minneapolis for the next few days, that's like extra chances to get food for free from my family that isn't homemade. I get to eat out for the next several days, which I love eating out.
I was gonna say, I remember you mentioning earlier in the Bingo server that your family was insistent on eating out tonight.
Yeah, it's because it's my last night here, and we usually do that. So yeah, we went to a local place that I guess you can consider a sports bar, but it's, yeah, that's probably the best name for it. But I don't really know if I would call it that based off of some of the food choices they have. Considering I got shrimp Alfredo. It's not really sports bar food. It makes some good Alfredo. They also make good burgers, but I'm just not used to really greasy stuff anymore, so it does not settle well.
Okay, gold on Buster, sure. It's probably like minuscule. Oh. Apparently a second and a half, that's interesting. What's up, Dot? Matrix. The one and only.
Hi.
Target friend. Or target server friend, rather.
Yeah. I just wanted to say hi.
G'day, son. Bye, son.
And based on a vote earlier today on the server, soon to be possibly co-moderator with me. We'll see.
Wait, it just dawned on me, you're still
Of course.
the owner of the Target Discord?
I don't really do much with it, honestly. Like, I don't really read the on-topic channels all that much.
You're still a moderator of it, you don't work there anymore.
Wait until you hear the rest of the story.
Right, you don't work at Target at all anymore?
Well, not that part, but so the original owner of the server, the original person who created the server like a year or 2 years ago almost, was still there as a mod. He was very inactive. He really wasn't doing all that much recently. He left a couple days ago. He kind of just didn't really agree with how the server was nowadays compared to back then for whatever reason. Felt it was better to leave. So now we're down a mod, and naturally we want to replace that so we keep the number the same. And Dot was one of my first choices for that because he's cool, but he's also a former team member. So when we just announced like, hey, that guy left, we included a question to ask if people actually care or not, because it's such a low maintenance server that it really doesn't matter all that much. And so far people have like a almost 2/3 vote saying it's fine to have a former team member as a mod, so. The majority of what we do is just giving people roles, which even then we have self-assignable roles now, so it's really just the initial joining. Other than that, we never have to really step in or say anything. It's just the server kind of maintains itself for the most part.
I don't know why, but the automatic like roll thing reminds me of the Messenger Discord, or the Discord for the Messenger speedrunners. They just incorporated a now live role that's put like higher up than a bunch of other things on the sidebar. So if you've already done a run of the game and you're labeled as a runner at that point, and you go live, you will then get the role now live while you're streaming. So you'll be put up pretty much at like the top of the sidebar in terms of like users to be able to advertise runners' streams.
That's good. I've heard a lot of servers that do similar. People come into the Now Live bot server all the time and ask, hey, can you add roles? Because they've seen other bots add roles called Now Live and they think it's this bot that does it.
I find it better than like the Now Live kind of bot thing. I don't really like the at mention kind of dynamic. I think it sounds like it would work a lot better as like just the user list.
Which, speaking of, by the way, if you didn't notice yet, the rewrite version of Now Live is finally like in beta testing.
No, I haven't noticed.
You only would notice if you happen to see it in the user list on my server because I added it a couple hours ago. But
Oh.
it's not working right now. That's why it hasn't said anything. But
For someone that was talking about how cool this user list thing is, no, I haven't looked at your user list.
Yeah, he's been rewriting that for like a year and a half now, and finally like a month or so ago, just took down the current version of the bot just for good, so he would stop having to apply band-aids to it every 2 days, and just focus on finishing this ASAP. Now we're finally at that point.
Holy crap, that guy went far.
Yep, every single time. He always goes that far. Sometimes he'll like even kind of bump into the air a little bit and get some air time while doing it.
Can you get him to go over the roadblocks?
I have not been able to do that yet. I think with the right angle it's probably possible, but
I think it would be great if you got it recorded for that.
yeah, enemies go ridiculously far on console when you bump them with the truck. It's not only that one, it's just that one happens to be a really long straight path, so he goes really far.
It's also downhill, so it really adds to it. Ow.
Ow.
I just ripped off a band-aid.
Oof. That was weird. That like hesitated for a second before it actually loaded. Fun fact, I look at OBS for almost this entire mission, because my TV is dark.
Oh.
Or actually, weirdly enough, and I assume this is just a weird splitter thing, but when I don't have my, like, if I just have my AP cables going right into the TV, the game is brighter than if I have it going through splitters.
Yeah, that's
Normal.
because you don't have powered splitters. That's a thing.
Okay. Yeah, so in areas like this that are really dark, I can barely see any. Like, I can see stuff on my screen, but like all the blues and the dark colors just look all the same. So
It makes
looking at OBS
both
is better.
sides darker. It makes both sides darker, but your settings on your TV are probably just set darker than what you have set up on OBS.
And also, this is a mission that doesn't really require. Oh, it did it again. I've been waiting for that to happen again because I didn't get to clip it the first time it happened. But
The camera thing?
yeah,
Okay.
finally. Okay, because by the time I remembered I needed to clip it, the VOD was like expired. So.
But yeah, it's because you don't have powered splitters. As you might expect, when you're sending an electrical signal into something and you split that electrical signal in half, it has half the strength.
Yes. Oh, that is weird. I don't like that. That usually opens right away. I don't know why that took longer to load. That's gonna cost me automatic time loss because it's loading for some reason. It's weird. Like, the intro varies a little bit with how long it takes to load, but every other load in the game is consistent as far as I can tell. So I was not expecting that. No, drop the piece.
I finally get to see what a verified Discord server looks like. Because I'm now in one.
I'm in one for a game, and I think it's verified. It has like a image for it in like the corner. Like,
Yeah, it should have an image in the top left corner as well as a blue check mark. But like, I just suddenly looked at it one day, the Discord I was in, and aside from the fact that they changed all the roll colors to be a little bit more faded, which I don't know how I feel about that for sure.
remove vibrant colors.
Yeah. They devibrantized some of the bright pinks and blues they had.
If that's not already a word, it needs to be now.
Devibrantized?
Yes.
Yeah, now they have like an actual like official store page on there, even though the game is like pre-alpha. It also lags the living shit out of my Discord client.
If it's pre-alpha, is it even a game? Like,
Actually, it is alpha at this point. Never mind. It was alpha. Alpha demo. The game has mechanics and it has a lot of nice visuals, but it doesn't have any, like, I think they're working on the first legitimate map right now. I actually have a wonderful video involving like their alpha that was involving one of the bugs that they had in the game because I helped them with bug testing by choice. And it had this wonderful bug with these barrels that they had. They started adding in like sneaking mechanics, so they have these barrels like in Legend of Zelda Wind Waker. You can like hide underneath them and just sneak around under them. But you can cancel putting on the barrel with like any other animation, causing the main character like kind of hunch over in a weird way, like they're trying to hide in the barrel, but they're not actually under the barrel. Even better, that was actually a video I'm gonna post in your chat because I think it's better to see.
I hate that that cycle's not like makeable. So as it turns out, these next like 4 splits are like apparently like run kill central. So
Dang.
this one's
Don't
not too
die.
bad. This one's not too bad. Crocs is just Crocs. I mean, that's, if you've seen Tai, you know that that's bad.
Yeah. Yeah, I know Crocs is
Bushfire,
bad.
the enemies sometimes will have a good day and decide to cooperate, and sometimes they'll just destroy the thermo bunyip on me, and it's like a 40-second loss at minimum. And then Fluffy is just a really annoying boss fight. Then there's a break for a bit, because like Big Bang and Never Never, basically everything after that is easy, minus the final boss. That was what? Okay, whatever. Last time I had like a really, really good tourist trap, it felt like as far as I was concerned, it was like already, the segment was as good as it was gonna get type of thing. Like, nothing went wrong in it and I still lost like 0.2. So I'm assuming that that means I probably had like really bad driving on that segment and just didn't account for that. I didn't really think another 1.5 seconds would be doable there. But yeah, it's been a while since I've actually had a really, actually good Crocs, so now would be the time for it to happen. Thank you.
Cracks.
I'm not like strongly expecting this run to be much at this point. I figure if I go in with that mindset, I won't be disappointed if the game just is how it usually is.
BRB, gonna pull up your PB so I can see relative time. I don't know why I need to say BRB with that.
If you can see what time I got for the Crocs mission on that, like how much was left on the timer, that would be good. I think it was like a 9:15 maybe.
What do you, oh, the amount of time left on the thing, okay.
I'm taking a slightly different approach here. I'm just gonna
Oops,
guide
that
these
is-
guys in like this.
I was looking at PC version at first. It's not helpful.
Taking a different approach and just doing this more manually here. This is
See, about 50 minutes in.
There's actually. Oh no, he went the wrong way. Come on. That actually wasn't as slow as I thought it was gonna be. I might do that. That was like. That's safe approach to do it. Like normally I would use the Megarang a bunch and get them all really close to the gate and then send them all in.
You indeed got a 9:15.
Okay. So that was like about 5 seconds older. I mean, older, what did I think? 5 seconds slower. Which PB is that though? Because I don't think I don't remember if I submitted the most recent one.
This is the one 25:33.
Okay. Actually, I never actually submitted the slightly better PB because it really wasn't all that amazing. It was like 15 seconds, like by default. I mean, at the point, if I do no resets, I'm gonna be PBing a decent bit more. But I'm happy enough with just resetting until I get the run I'm looking for. Let's see here. That was actually okay. So it was 4 seconds faster than that on the PB I'm talking about.
There we go. I synced up your current on the leaderboards PB with the run you have right now.
Nice. Ninjas have been kind of on and off today, but Ninjas 2 is usually pretty consistent.
Looks like you didn't have a great Crocs in that one.
I feel like that loaded
You
way
lost like
quicker.
14-15 seconds in that. In
Yeah.
your... Yeah.
That's not surprising. Because the approach I did here was basically like slightly slower than the potential, but it's safer. And at this point, I just didn't want to risk trying to go for fast and losing 30 seconds instead of settling for just like a guaranteed 10 maybe. I need to just stop moving around and just look. Megarang makes ninjas pretty easy. And this specific Ninjas 2 is a small enough map area that you can kind of just stand here and just keep panning the area until you see where they spawned. Or this happens.
How good was that Ninjas 2?
That one I just had, I don't know. Felt like pretty
Okay.
standard. It felt like maybe like 2 or 3 seconds or something off, but I don't know. Just
Okay.
because that last ninja was really dumb.
Actually, I suppose I could look at this and figure that out.
I can switch it over.
No, you don't need to. I don't want you to look at your actual splits unless you really want to.
So what I do basically is I will sometimes look at the previous segment part, but I avoid looking at the top part of the splits because I don't. Usually seeing just the segment alone is fine because I view runs as just segment by segment usually anyways. It's when I think about like, oh, but my pace was this already, I could do better type of thing, that's when I start to get frustrated more easily. So as long as I don't look at the actual pace and how that segment affected said pace, it's usually fine.
Yeah, it looked like it was battle 135, 136 was the that ninjas, so that's...
I know that I was 12 behind at Buster.
135 to 136 is like actually I can't really gauge that because I don't know how close your subs were to... I don't know what your subs is for ninjas right now. Unless it was your 125.33.
I don't know.
That one got like a 133.
The 125.30, well, the 125.18 PB I have, which like I said is smaller and not on the boards, that had like an almost flawless game up until Fluffy, I think. So like, it was a ton of best segments and a ton of really good splits. And then
Is that
after
the one you're comparing to right now?
I'm technically comparing to nothing, but I have both PBs as comparisons in there.
Okay.
Because one's obviously a bit easier to compare to for early game versus later.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean like whenever you were comparing to something.
Yeah, whenever I actually will use it's like cycle through them, I have also compared to the world record in there as well.
Oh, okay.
But I'm not really focusing on that too much.
Yeah, no.
Mostly just because at this point I know where the time save I have is compared to record, so I don't really ever need to really check it. Alright, this Busher fire has actually gone good, so. Just sometimes these enemies will get me at a really bad angle and get caught in a loop of getting hit like 4 times in a row, and when the bunyip gets destroyed, it's usually at a spot where it's really inconvenient to grab it again.
Looks like your best egg hasn't really updated on this split.
Oh, well now it has.
Until now. Yeah, by 3 there, yeah.
How much was that? That was about 4.
It was like a
Not
3-second
bad.
gold. 3 to 4, yeah. I was just like comparing between the 2 runs. I'm like,
Right.
this is the same best egg.
Okay, I actually am gonna look at the pace now, so. Okay, so I'm actually still ahead somehow. That's interesting. That's really interesting to think about, actually. So, if Fluffy, like, goes well, which really isn't that much to ask for, it's not a particularly difficult fight, it's just I got knocked off twice and got stuck on really, really bad cycles. Because if you fall down into the water, you have to wait for a moving platform cycle to bring you back up. Then this run would be stronger than the one I mentioned having a really strong early game.
I just enjoy looking at the comparisons between these runs. This has been kind of fun to have these side by side.
What is that, right? Like, how am I compared to that one? Because I didn't get a chance to look at that one.
Compared to this one, you're
Oh, jeez, 44 seconds
always
ahead.
ahead. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I was trying to calculate, yeah, it's about 45. It's currently driving to Fluffy. It's probably still got a ways to drive. Yeah, it just stopped driving.
Fluffy is a fight that I wish I was able to practice more easily. It's just so late in the game that, like, if I get a run to this point, I'm not gonna just, like, save the file so I can practice later. And you can't repeat bosses, so it's like every time I do the fight, it's almost like a testing period for me to test out a different way to do it, which is not usually what you want to be doing on a run you're trying to record with.
Yeah.
I was getting worried for a second that I didn't actually, like, destroy that robot, but... Okay, so the problem with Fluffy is this last bit here. I can hit her from a distance here pretty easily. I try to get double hit with it, which I still haven't quite figured out the aiming for on console.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I guess I'm just not gonna hit her at all. Alright. That
You're
works.
forgetting how good the ambience is in the album that I'm listening to. So they're like really heavy, like deathcore, or it's like this heavier ambient prog metal, and it sounds fantastic.
That was almost bad.
Yeah, that was.
Get up here. I'm trying to get her to land, like, not on a ledge, because then she has to fall down to the water and come up the long way. Come over here, please. Never mind. Alright, I guess. No, what is she doing? No, come on. This won't be as bad, but, like, wow.
Yeah, ambient prog metal.
Oh my god. This fight's impossible, apparently.
Honestly, ambient prog metal is the best description I have for the band I was listening to.
like afraid to look at the pace now. But, like I do want to, just because I do actually want to know how much that lost in comparison.
It
Great.
is a lot.
I knew, well, compared to the people you're watching, yeah, I knew it would lose a lot, but
Yeah.
I was just thinking in comparison to the 125.18, which already had a really bad floppy in itself. This was 7 seconds better, but still like 30 off.
Mm-hmm.
Bye-bye.
Hello, Ty.
What?
There's some period in your 125.33 that you got your angle slightly off and you weren't looking at your camera when you
Yes.
were entering a loading zone. So you're just running into a corner for like a solid 4 or 5 seconds.
That's great. I remember that happening. I don't remember what caused me to do that, but I remember it happening.
You probably like slipped your analog stick slightly.
Well, I definitely was not looking at the screen. It was like looking at chat
Yeah.
for a second, and yeah, accidentally slipping the analog stick without realizing.
It's very
like,
easy to change your direction on your analog stick just a little bit while you're looking away. Especially if you're like going to maybe like click on something in like Discord or whatnot.
Right. So I'm about 5 seconds behind record according to this. And I know
Really?
I know that there is some, like, there's a decent bit of time save I have against record here. So, like, theoretically, if I just match the final split segment and just save a little bit, it might still be possible, but it wouldn't particularly be a run I'm super proud of. But, like, at this point, I'm looking to just get it and be done with it. Like, whether I know I can do better or not, I'm kind of just trying to just do that and be done with it. I have other things I want to do with free time for a while and come back to this another time if I need to. I just want the last week of any percent attempts to actually pay off with something. Yeah, like I said, thankfully at least everything at this point in the run is pretty much just a given free thing minus the final fight. There's platforming and never, but it's easy platforming for the most part. And then just a couple really slow mini games that are boring. I can actually look and compare now. So this segment alone has 8 seconds compared to record. Some in Truck Tragedy as well.
So, when is submitting Tai 2 to GDQ?
I would almost consider it if it had anything worth commentating about. Like, itself
I mean-
admittedly is a very boring run overall. There's nothing fancy in it. It's just platforming movement stuff.
I kind of feel like it's almost like a why not. If you're going anyway, you might as well just like submit it for shits.
I'd have probably a lot more fun with like submitting it to like an online marathon where it would have a better chance
Yeah.
and people would care a little more.
Yeah.
And plus, there's no way I would ever do commentary at GDQ myself. No.
Well, you'd have like us if you just want to like not care about the game and just worry about our dynamic. You could just have freaking Nitroff and I. It would be like, you know, our usual nights. And then Venom can come up on the couch every once in a while. Because that's how it usually works out. You might come in sometimes.
And then you get a lot of people. How do you feel about when I see people tweet like, "Hey, if you need someone to commentate for your game, like, let me know, and I'll like learn your game and commentate." Like,
That
How do you feel about that?
That's kind of weird.
I feel like why not
Like
if you
it-
don't have someone that's actually suitable for it and you'd rather, like, it might not feel that genuine because
Yeah.
they're wearing it just for it, but
It doesn't stop it from feeling kind of weird to me though.
like if you just get like Zem on your couch for anything, it's gonna be automatically more entertaining. But
I mean, yeah. Imagine getting into GDQ though. Ha ha ha.
yeah,
Tears streams down face.
Dennis face.
I've now had to pay for GDQ more than I haven't.
Nice, dinosaurs killed themselves. I don't even have to. I've joked about like Thai being the reason dinosaurs went extinct, but it's actually just because they walk off ledges to their death into water. Because water is instant death to dinosaurs, apparently. Where is Dennis? There he is. The only thing dumb about the trees respawning so quickly here is it actually makes it harder to see Dennis.
It still looks so stupid seeing you just punch a fucking dinosaur
And watching it
over
just cower
and over
and seeing
into
it
a
cower in
wall.
fear.
and not even giving it a chance.
It's just cowering in fear, like its poor little arms, just like help.
It's like, oh my god. I also love them paying just enough attention to both your uploaded PB video and your stream to not actually know where you are in the level in like either of them.
Good, good, good. Okay, that's good. So the goal with that is swimming back while Dennis finishes the mission and getting to that little dirt area. Because if you don't, and you stay underwater at the time, it just does the dive animation again underwater because good game. Also, I'm still comparing stuff, and I didn't realize
recognize
that.
this part. Your
Almost.
125.33 just entered the water. After, during Never Never. Or like, just jumped out of like the robot and went
What
into
am
the
I
water.
doing? Thought that was red for a second. Get down. That invisible barrier is weird. Okay, oh, I'm still comparing to record actually, I didn't really. I was wondering what I was comparing to, but
Oh, that's what you're. I didn't even
it was an
realize.
accident, I didn't mean to actually stay comparing to something, but Mega
I was like, I thought I remembered you being further ahead than that.
Yeah, I'm actually, compared to the 125.18, I'm 15 ahead. Compared to the one you're watching actively, it's 30 seconds ahead.
Yeah, I know that. That run just finished the Simon Says sequence. And got a best seg.
Nice. I wonder if that's the segment I'm comparing to here. Or like, if the best segment I have now, it's probably from that run.
Yeah.
Because I haven't had a whole lot of run to make it to that point again.
Looks like it's a 24. Or no, 522.
I don't like Ninjas 3 that much. It's like a similar approach to 2 with the Mega Ring and all that, but the area is just wide enough that the Mega Ring can actually miss because the range is not big enough. It's like I kind of just blindly aim it because usually it'll just auto-target anything, but where's the last ninja? There he is. So one thing to note with the final split is that, well, first of all, it's been a couple days since we've done it, but I'm pretty confident in Phase 1 going better now. I just don't know, like, for him, the one he got in his run, I don't know if that was, like, a really good one for him or not. So, like, for all I know, if mine goes really well, it could actually be significantly faster than his, or it could be about the same, I don't know.
Holy shit, when you get up to the top of that hill, you drive
Yes.
slow.
It's so bad.
And I'm guessing you're forced to drive.
Oh yeah,
Oh, okay.
that's the worst area in the game for mud driving. And it leads to the slowest mission in the game as well, so it just adds insult. Like, this segment in itself is just, everything about it is slow. This guy came over here a little early, that's interesting. I don't know what aggroed him so quickly, but... I love how that guy just stopped caring.
No. I was concerned about that for a moment, but you were like saying it right when he was going away. Meanwhile, that 125-33 is just approaching those enemies and punching them in the face over and over.
Yeah, I don't know what happens there to cause that. Like, it's not like I'm out of his range or anything. But
Just like, whatever.
Nitroff always points out with this mission, and I dread the day that it comes to this point, but this mission could be optimized a fair bit if I actually do it enough to see how far away I can throw these boxes from.
Yeah.
But, like, imagine how slow that is, because if you miss, to do
I
it
mean-
enough to know where it is, like...
I mean, you could also potentially optimize it by getting the box by the enemies with killing less enemies.
It's not really doable. You can only really outrun that one in the back.
Yeah.
The other ones aggro the second you get too close, or they follow you too closely and hit you.
There's always a chance, though. I'm not saying it's not unlikely. I'm saying that it's technically possible.
I don't like how long it took to load that. I feel like it's usually quicker, but I might be wrong.
I'll be able to tell you in like half a minute.
I need to watch his this segment in his PB because my segment
No.
loses time to it, like, and I don't understand what I'm doing differently.
That time seemed about the same.
Okay, I might have been thinking of PC then. But yeah, like I do this mission, you can't really do a whole lot faster than just walking in a straight line and hugging corners. So I'm not sure what there is that causes that segment to be multiple seconds faster than mine. Except maybe driving.
Whoa. Your old run, you like somewhat went for like a gap skip on the road.
Oh yeah, that was
It,
not
like-
intentional, I guarantee you. I was terrified.
It looked rough.
I remember. I remember the heart attack I had when that happened.
It was like, yeah, that didn't look like you meant to do that.
It's good to know it's doable now, but there's no way I'm trying it intentionally. Okay, sure, gold. game got really confused there. It played like the mission complete sound before it showed up. I can't tell what that gold actually is. Like, I'd have to switch comparison.
Yeah, no, it's not going to help too much. It looks like it was a, like, hardly any time gold.
That's kind of what I figured. No,
Because
it
your
was
best
1.2
seconds-
apparently.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, he did it, like, over a second faster.
So yeah, reminder, as much as this looks nice that I'm at least a little bit ahead here, that his final split is like 25 seconds faster than I've ever done it in my entire life on console, so... Like, even just matching it wouldn't save me any time. Which is why I'm trying to get runs that I'm at least 10 or 20 seconds ahead of the record going into that, so that way even if it does go terrible, I can still break even. Instead of depending on it having to go good. But, might as well give it a try, because I haven't RTA actually, like, in a run, tried this new approach that I'm doing, and it might just be better than I'm thinking. This mission's not going super well. I might not save a whole lot here, I don't know.
We have to contain the fire, sir.
It's really subtle, but if you lower the helicopter enough to pick up the water, you can... If you lower it too much, the helicopter will like hit the bottom of the lake, and it'll like, get almost kind of stuck for a second before it starts to rise back up.
Yeah, I can see that.
Oh, yeah, that was terrible. Wow. Okay, so we are very, very close.
You end up hitting the bottom a lot in this one, 25-33.
No, we got hit. Hit the thing. So yeah, if you haven't noticed that, 1.4 seconds ahead of records. That's pretty funny. That I can break even with it like that.
Good times that you're over 20 seconds ahead though.
I should probably see, well, so... Yeah, I was gonna say, I must be like at least like a fair bit ahead of even the 125.18 at this point, probably.
Yeah, probably.
This mission is really loud. I guess while I'm fighting Buster, I'll switch comparison and look.
It's mostly just one part of the boss you said that you lose your time on, right? Or one part of the last split?
Phase 1, yeah. Phase 1 of the final fight. No, Buster. No. That's kind of nuts. When he jumps like that, he has to reset his 8-walk cycle. Okay, so let's see. Comparison. Okay, so I'm 7, so I'm like just barely on 124 pace compared to this. That's really weird that there's like a discrepancy between that. Oh yeah, that's actually because it's assuming... Yeah, that minus 1.4 assumes that I would match this split, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And Buster's not facing that direction he normally does. This is weird. Where am I going? There. Camera. What? Okay, so like literally everything in this level is trying to prevent me from saving those 27 seconds. Even if it goes right, I've probably lost like 15 worth of it.
It's okay. You lost a bunch of time in one segment anyway. Should be able to just pull out another run. You've already proven that you can do it once.
No, I'm not worried about capability too much. It's just running out of patience for it. Having so many runs that are on track for it and not making it all the way, but in a sense I'm getting used to it enough that it's not annoying me as much now. So that's just part of that's part of speedrunning. I mean, that's literally it. Like,
as soon as you get a good last split, you'll be easily marked down for like being able to be on high 123 pace.
now let's test how this actually works to actually save me time or not. This is going a lot better already. Problem is he's moving at a very awkward angle right now. Okay, that's good. I'll take that. I just have no frame of reference for how much faster that is compared to what I've been doing at all. So I'm not even looking at the screen at all to even try and predict. I'm just gonna let it happen. But yeah, phase 2 is consistent.
Yeah, no, that seemed, it definitely seemed way better than the run that I'm looking at right now.
Oh, definitely.
This run has been struggling to try to get extra hits, and you've been getting hit by stuff in the fight.
The tornadoes,
constantly.
I'm sure, probably at least once.
Yeah.
But yeah, at the cost of having to pause and slowly menu to change the camera speed like that, it makes that way easier to do. It also means I can't really rotate the camera effectively for the rest of this fight, but you don't really need to. Oh yeah, it actually probably helps with aiming on this part too, so that might be an additional time. Where's he going?